Merry Christmas from St. John's Episcopal Church in Old Town, Saginaw, Michigan. I'm Curt Norman, rector with Senior Warden Melanie Hollman and Treasurer Burris Smith. And it has certainly been a devastating year. 2020 has deadly in many ways. But here we are, coming towards the end of the year. Nationally and internationally, the vaccines for COVID-19 are coming online. And as a church family, we are still together. We're trudging through this. We have endured very well. But as we look into seeing what's ahead in 2021, we are noticing some challenges ahead that we want to make you aware of so that you can prayerfully consider how you are going to help out as we continue our mission and ministry in the Old Town and beyond. So, Burris, why don't you start us off and give us a little background about why we're recording this Zoom video. And boy, we all have Zoom fatigue. But yeah, here's another Zoom video for you, Burris.
We've been on that enough, that's for sure. A couple of things. We really have two situations that you should be aware of. Number one is how we're finishing the year 2020. And I'm talking finances here, being with my treasurer's hat on. And then again, what 2021 looks like it might be and how we're going to respond to it. As we end 2020, you should be aware, and perhaps all of you are, we were lucky enough and prepared enough to receive a loan from the CARES Act, a significant loan, which nicely enough is going to be absolutely and completely forgiven. So we really, it wasn't a loan, it was couched as a loan, but it's more of a grant. And that helped us through 2020. COVID did not, and it did not for a variety of reasons. The biggest one being those people who gave generously and regularly, but did not pledge, were not in church, and that's where they gave. And consequently, we're a bit behind in that. And since member contributions make up about 75% of our total operating budget, that's a concern. We will likely end up this year with a bit of a deficit, not huge, not one that we can't cover, but going into 2021, we find ourselves probably without another PPP loan, another CARES Act loan. Latest is that those who received one in 2020 won't be receiving one in 2021 or won't be eligible for one. So the issue is we have a bit of an unknown in 2021, but it's a very significant unknown. Consequently, we two things that we can do right away. Number one, make sure that as you have pledged and given in 2020, you continue doing that for the remainder of the year. And also, completing a pledge card is extremely important to us as we try to budget, to figure out what our funds will be. Just as a quick history, this past year, or I should say this year, 2020, we had approximately about 80 pledging units, pledging families. The total pledge was somewhere around $160,000. This year so far, we're behind in that, and we're asking you to please consider, as Curt has said, pledging. We're behind. We have only in the low 50s, right around 52 or 53 pledges in at this point. Our goal would be our goal actually is 100, but we're considerably far away from that. We think we can get there. Many people have pledged, and a number of people who usually pledge haven't yet pledged. This is a plea to please consider doing that. It's very helpful to us in our future planning. So those are the kinds of things that we can do for each other and for the church, and appreciate you prayerfully considering that. Oh, one other thing. Over the past 3 years, many people have been contributing, have pledged to, and are contributing to the Windows Restoration Fund. And I would just again say to you, if you have pledged and haven't completed that pledge, we can accept that anytime. If you'd like to do it before the beginning of the year, that's great. But we won't stop you if you're going to do it in 2021. So that's a broad picture of where we are and why we need to very seriously take our financial situation into account.
Yep, and we have a new boiler coming online pretty soon, which we'll figure out together as a parish family how to finance that. We can cover it up front right now, but dipping into some reserves for that, and maybe some sort of plan to transfer what we gave to the windows over to a boiler. And it certainly won't be as much, right? We've already received, what is it, 7,000?
Actually, a little more than $7,000 of without starting a formal campaign for doing this, which we will be doing early in 2021.
Very good. And the total price of that's about 67,000, a little bit north of that.
$68,000. Yeah. Who knew heat could be so expensive?
Yeah. And Melanie, as senior warden, you've got a couple initiatives in play, and we didn't talk about this before we started recording, but the generosity team. Anything you want to say about that?
Yes, going into 2021, wow, that number seems, we've got a few, we want to approach things differently in this new year. We're have formed a team of people that to address our what we consider our more immediate needs. The fact that we haven't been able to meet has been difficult for all of us. And I mean, Curt and Amy and Kevin have done wonders, and Pam keeping us connected by the tech. Thank God for Curt's technological skill. But the expenses continue and the work continues. And without us being there, those burdens have really fallen on our staff. So in 2021, we're hoping to spread the responsibilities and the burdens and the joy of helping out more across the congregation, not only to lessen the burdens, but to help us keep connected. So things like communication and thanking people are two immediate things that Burris and I thought would be good to address. So that's the basis of the generosity team.
Very good. So we've got that starting up, some great folks helping out with that. We're recording this shortly after the first live stream worship from inside the church. A lot has been, well, pretty much everything was pre-recorded since about April or May. We were doing live early on with much different technology, but we've learned a lot, and now we have equipment that is going to allow us to stream from inside the church. We know there are going to be hiccups and bufferings and freezing and strains from time to time, and audio issues, things that we need to learn, but let us know, because if you don't tell us, we can't improve it. So I'm just going to think that everything's going great unless I hear. So please let us know on that. And in talking with Melanie and Burris beforehand, the lives seem to be more engaging. Is that fair? I mean, I think I heard that from both of you, that
Yeah.
it's more engaging. So we'll continue to do that. Kevin will be at the organ by the 10th. At least we may do a service on Wednesday night, the 6th, for the Feast of the Epiphany. But I'm excited. It felt, obviously it was more real. It felt better for me as a priest to be in there with Pam and Dave Humpert, Paul Schaub, and Mary Jo Hudson from St. Matt's. And I've loved having them along for this ride. And we'll see, they may start live streaming on their own here pretty soon. But at any rate, that's where we are. We have challenges, but we can overcome these. And it's going to take you, it's going to take each of us doing what it is that God has gifted each of us to do. And when we come together as the body of Christ, 123 North Michigan. We'll have enough to do what God needs us to do. So thank you to all of you who've, as we've endured together through 2020, and let's look forward with hope to 2021. So God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.